and it's raining today all day. Rain, rain, rain. Yesterday too. Don't know if we're going to have rain tomorrow. We might have rain tomorrow. They're talking about rain again tomorrow. So it's been a rainy 2 days, but I think we need the rain. Help the grass grow anyway. It's been kind of dry. And we always need it for the reservoirs if we get dry spells. So rain's good. I like rain myself personally. When I was a kid, I used to like to walk in the rain as a kid. And, we all have our own little quirks when we're kids. I always liked the rain. I still like the rain. I like to listen to the rain on the windows and read a book while I'm listening or watch TV or something. It's kind of soothing, relaxing. You like the rain, Daniel? Yeah, I think rain is nice. It has a lot of benefits to it outside of the benefit of the rain and the grass and reservoirs and things like that. So as long as we don't get things that block up the roads or anything like that, so we're good that way. Anyway, we are the Business Talkback program, ladies and gentlemen, and we actually talk business. We've been doing it for a long time, and we try to bring our expertise out to the airways, to business people that are in business, that need assistance, want to grow their business. And we have a lot of programs that we're putting together, and hopefully we'll get people to pay attention to it because they are excellent programs. They work well, and they've been working for a number of years, very successful. And we're just completing another one that we finished up probably today. Daniel will have it done. It's convention, one-day convention at Lancaster County, actually the little town up there called Burdenham or Intercourse, Pennsylvania. And the reason I decided to do that when I was up there last week, I talked about it on the air 2 days in a row. I decided to do that because I found that it's a need to bring people into an area that is very, very successful. So we've been trying to work with the tourist board up there, trying to work with the people to get on board. I'm waiting for a call back from them. We're going to start marketing in the Philadelphia area, the local area of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Within 100 miles, they can drive there. There's a benefit to drive there. So there's a rebate for the travel costs. Anyway, it is a good program, and we're hoping that we can be successful at it because the education would bring you wealth, success, satisfaction in business, pay your bills, and move on in life and be comfortable. That's what business is about. It's being comfortable in your own atmosphere and what you do. So if you want to take a look at that site, it's called www.bizzyquizzes, bizzyquizzes.biz. Very simple. It's made up for business questions because there's questions on there. But if you go to the Bizzy Quizzy site and you go to Convention and Training Center, you can see all the benefits are there. We just posted it this morning. We added over $1,000 in prizes and benefits and drawings for all attendees. So if you're interested, you can go there. My phone number's there. You can give me a call if you like, or if you want to call me on the air, give me a call here at 646-478-4796. 646-478-4796 is the number here. And you can do that. Go to that site if you want to come to the convention. And on the same site, the Bizzy Quizzy site, if you sign up for that, you will get my 100 free questions. No cost for that, no cost or obligation. You go to the Bizzy Quizzy, and on the bottom you fill out the 3 easy questions, which is your name, phone number, and email address. Hit submit, and then go to your email account, and the questions will be there. There's 100 questions, all put together by me. They're excellent questions. They all pertain to businesses. And a lot of questions are designed for the business owner, or if you want to do a startup business, anything related to business, whether you're a coach or whether you own a business, when you start a business, whether you're a counselor, because I've taken that 100 questions and there's 9 more hundred that we have to post, but we're not going to do that yet. And all these questions have come from experience, my own experience, obviously. Nothing is taken from anyone else's material or books or seminars. They're all my own, all created by me. All my sites are created by me. In fact, we just send a disc to Washington to be copyrighted for a lot of our material. We have another one going out first part of next week for our videos and podcasts and webinars that'll be going out for copyright rights to it. So we're working on that. And so we do have a good program for the business owners that would like to come on board and get an education in small business, how to grow your business by 17% and greater. We have a program to grow your profits. And that's all on the BusyQuizzies.biz. And you can go there, as I said, you can sign up for the convention page, Convention and Training Center. And it tells you all about the trip. We're going to take the trip up there. We have breakfast and lunch. We have prizes. And we have a full day of education. I use the word education because education is what you need first before you become successful. In most cases, a lot of people are just good at it and they don't need it. But I think everyone needs the education to be successful and wealthy and to move on with their, with their business life. So we have a guest scheduled today who's supposed to be calling in. We'll find out there probably around 2:10 or so. And we're going to talk to Miss Julie Gray. I have never met her. And we try to run guests on the show all the time. We're on 3 days a week, ladies and gentlemen. We're on here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Our air time is 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And so we have two ways of communicating with you. The phone number here is 646-478-4796 if you want to be live on the air. If you want to listen to the program, you can go to Google Hangout, Google Hangout on Air. And in toolbar, type in Business Talkback, and you'll get the program. And you'll actually see me, as they say. Not much to look at, but I'm there anyway. And you can do that. Or if you want, you can go to Blog Talk Radio, and in the toolbar, type in Business Talkback, and you can hear the program. So some people don't like to watch, or some people want to listen. So either way, you have the option. You can watch it and listen at the same time. You can, like you're on Skype, but I can't see you, but you can call in. And then if you call in, I talk to you. It's like we're seeing eye to eye. So anyway, the number here again is 646-478-4796 is the number. Google Hangout on Air is one of the sites, or Blog Talk Radio, Business Talkback is the other site. At the end of the program, we put all our videos, we edit them out, and we put them all on the social media, LinkedIn and Facebook and all that. And if you want to get all the archives, you can go to Blog Talk Radio. You go to the archives and type in Business Talkback, and you have all the programs there. I think they keep them for probably 6 or 8 weeks. I'm not sure how long they keep them, but you can go back. You can check a lot of the shows out, a lot of the programs out. You can listen to them. There's a lot of business information on there. You can get the websites again on there that we offer. For the convention, we have a 4-day seminar in September, and that would be under the www.callintalkradio.info. You can go there, and you can see about our 4-day seminar with a guarantee. And the guarantee we offer is the best in the country for people that want to attend a seminar for ongoing businesses. In other words, if you have an ongoing business, our guarantee works for you. If you're starting up, it doesn't work for you because we can't control what you started with. So the ongoing, we can handle that, and that's where the guarantee comes in. Now, the guarantee we offer is the very best there is, and why do I know that? Because for the last 7 months, we have put our guarantee in question, and I put a bounty on myself and my program, which is American Standard Businesses. So we started out with $1,000, if anyone could match or better. And then we went to $5,000, and now I'm thinking about going to $10,000. to find out if anybody can match or equal, or not match, but match or better my guarantee as a national guarantee program.
Speaking of which, Tony, we
Yes.
see Julia's come.
Julia's on the air. Okay.
Let's put her on.
Let's get our guest on the air. Let's
Here
put
she
Julie on
is.
the air.
Here she is.
Julie Gray, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, you're sounding well today. I can hear you very clear.
I am well, thank you.
Well, I like to know everybody is well. That's what this world's about. Let's all be well and
Awesome.
let's beat the doctor system. So, Julie, I appreciate you calling in. I really do. And ladies and gentlemen, I have never met or spoke to Julie Gray before, but we've had email conversations. And so she's going to be my guest for the next half hour or so. And Miss Julie Gray has a company, or her website is profoundimpact.com/about. And Julie comes from Middleburg, Virginia. And their phone number is 703-517-2449. That's her contact number. So, Julie, I went over your bio. I find it very interesting. So why don't you tell my listening audience something about yourself, how many years you're in business, what your concept is, who your clients are, who you're looking for, what kind of clients are you looking for, whether they're corporate, individual, or small businesses. So why don't you inform the audience about your operation, from Virginia?
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks. So I've been in business for about 7 years, and I work primarily with established business owners that are really ready to get their systems nailed down, automated. They've got their work. Sorry, there's a little bit of an echo here, so I'm hearing myself. They've got their market and their niche nailed down, but they really are getting overwhelmed with business. And they're starting to get that pull of loving to work a little bit less while not sacrificing what they want to contribute.
Okay. You say they want to work less time or less time in their business?
Yeah, it's primarily the people that I work with are looking to save some time. They might put that right back into their business and work with more clients. So they might spend more time with their family. Oh,
okay, all right. What is your typical client? I mean, describe your typical client. I know
you're in business for some time. Usually, I work with solopreneurs, or they have maybe a staff of 5 or 10 people.
Okay.
They've probably been in business for 5 to 10 years, and they've gone through that growth phase.
Right.
Where their business is rapidly expanded, and they're really getting clear on the fact that they need systems in place to optimize their time and make their business run more efficiently.
So give me, or give the audience, a typical business that would come to you. At what stage, and what would you do for them? Give me a typical business.
Sure. So here's a typical business. I work with a communications firm. She works with a lot of government agencies and corporations in D.C. She's been in business for about 15 years. She's got a very strong client base, and she is getting a little burnt out. She's working probably 60-plus hours a week, and she's in her mid to late 50s.
Right.
And she's thinking, you know what, maybe there's a more efficient way of running this business. By delegating more, do I need to refocus or reposition where I'm spending my time to maximize the revenue that I'm getting? What do I need to do? Or she's asking herself, what does she need to do to get more organized so she can actually take more time off without letting, things fall or drop or anything in her business.
All right, so let's assume I was that individual. So what do you do for them to make them move off center and go into, let's say, a little more relaxed mode, what exactly do you do for them?
Yeah, good question. So what I do is I take people through a process where I'm helping them identify what their systems are. I don't care about giving people my system. I want to help them figure out what some is actually going to work best for them to manage their time and their organization most effectively. So my process involves really digging into how are they managing their tasks, how are they managing their schedule, how are they communicating with their team, how much time does that take them. And we're looking for those time leaks and those energy leaks that we can seal up pretty quickly that they're going to feel that impact right away.
Okay. So what you do is you're analyzing where they spend their time and how they spend their time with their staff. Is that correct?
Exactly.
So let's say, for instance, you had someone.
Yes, exactly.
So let's say, for instance, you had someone that was putting in 80 hours a week because they're repeating the same process every day. So you would come in and say, this process doesn't have to repeat every day. You know, you can do this once a week, and then the rest of your time you can spend doing, you know, something else in your business without repeating the same thing over and over again. So, because a lot of these management teams, what they do is they do the same repetition over and over again. And I always think that that's not necessary, because once you've accomplished, you know, guidelines or rules and regulations, there should be, you know, get off of that and move on to something else. So I'm assuming what you're saying is that you're running into people that are doing the same thing over and over again every day, every week, and they're not accomplishing anything. Is that correct, what you're doing?
Exactly. And another example, I work with another executive coach. He was working over 70 hours a week. And what was happening with him was that he wasn't actually clear on how much business he needed to take on at any given time. So he had said yes. Any opportunity, any client that came through his door, he said yes to.
Okay.
And what that meant is that he was billing an extraordinary amount of hours each week, not always the most profitable hours, and all of that running the business work and time got pushed to the evening and the weekend.
Well, that'll really kill you.
So we got him really clear. What's that, Tony?
No, that'll really kill you if you start running, you know, your week and nights. Now suddenly, like you said, you're putting in 100 hours a week instead of 65 or 70.
Oh yeah, he was really burnt out. Exactly.
So
what we did with him is we looked at his numbers. We got really clear on how much business do you actually need to be bringing in, and how much time does that take you, and let's optimize that process.
Right. So you're working basically on the same level that we do. We don't come in and do what you do, obviously, but if we get called in for an analysis of a profit, we basically break it down of what items are they selling at what profit, what cost, what's percentage. So we really do similar to what you do, except you're dealing with the management end. We're dealing with the actual dollars and cents, or the actual individual person who need of direction for his profit or growth.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing. So, Julie, how do you find your clients? What's your marketing to get clients to come to you, or how do you find your clients? I think is the simplest question.
Yep. So what I do, a couple of things. A vast majority of my clients come to me on referral. The rest I get through a combination of local speaking, so in-person speaking, networking, etc. And I do a ton of online marketing. So I have a blog that I send out every week. I do teleclasses, teleseminars, and Facebook advertising, social media, the whole nine.
Right.
That really makes up the last portion of my marketing.
Tell me about your teleclasses. What are you doing in your teleclass? Are you going out? Are you going out on Skype? Or are you going out on another? So your teleclasses, are you actually out to an audience, or are you just going out as a webinar?
I am actually live on a teleclass how I do it. It's not a webinar. That's something I really want to get into, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
It's just over the phone.
Oh, okay,
And
so
it's
you're
a
on the
live
phone. Okay.
call.
So when you're on a live call, you have just one-on-one then.
No, it's a conference call, so there's as many people as I can get on the line.
Oh, okay.
And I'll teach them, a particular concept or lesson, and then we'll have time for Q&A.
Okay. So these conference calls that you get on with, as many people as will sign up, what do you get them to sign up on a certain day at a certain time? Do they submit their name to you that they want to be part of the telecall? Okay.
Exactly. So
That's
I'll advertise it in my blog. I'll advertise it on social media. FaceTimes I just did one last month where I advertised it on Facebook ads. Maybe I'll get a few people that I know to promote that teleclass.
right.
And then they all join at a certain time, day of the week.
Yeah. Okay.
For usually about an hour.
Oh, I was going to say I want to keep them on. So that's interesting. So you actually leave the line open for questions, Q&A, right? In other words, you're doing what you have to do to promote that.
Yeah, at the end, I usually do.
Then you do Q&A on the end, correct? Yeah, that's an interesting concept. Because we do webinars here and podcasts and things like that. So and we send them out socially and individually, whatever has to go there. I see that you are so my audience knows where you're coming from here. I see you are. I'm looking for you. Oh, here we go. You have a BA in Management Science and a minor in Psychology at St. Bonaventure, University of New York. So did you live in New York when you went to school, or you lived in New York before you went to Virginia?
I did. I grew up in Western New York,
Oh,
near
okay.
Rochester, and then I went to school at Bonaventure, which is
Right.
about an hour away from there.
Yeah, I'm familiar with, because I'm in New Jersey, so I'm familiar with the area up there, because I go up to Maine a lot, so I go through New York State up that way. I see on here that, and this is rather interesting, because I think the audience should know that you are qualified and certified. I see that you're bound by ICF ethics and your own code of conduct, obviously, but ICF stands for International Coach Federation, obviously. Is that a different certificate from your school, or is that another course you took?
I did my coach training, and then I went, after I finished my coach training, I went through the ICF to get accredited.
Oh, okay. And how long was that course?
My coach training was about 18 months.
Oh, is that long, huh?
And it was a blend of life coaching and ADHD coaching.
Okay. That's quite a stretch, 18 months. For the coaching process.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense course.
Well, it must be. 18
certified.
months is a long time. Even if you went 2 days a week, it's still a long time. For the certification.
Yeah, there were different modules, but it took a really long time to get it done.
Yeah, that's like going to take as long as your MBA sometimes. You put the hours in. Tell us what 7 Killer Time Management Mistakes is that a book, or is that an article? What is that? I'm looking at it, but I can't make it out. It looks like a book.
So
is that a book?
E-course. Yeah. It's a little e-course that I developed for free, or I'll give it away for free on my website.
Okay.
A lot of the work that I do, Tony, is get really into the practical side of things. I want to help people develop those systems.
Mm-hmm.
But often, and I'm sure you see this too, there needs to be a mindset in place to make those systems stick.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That e-course is really helping you figure out your mindset around time management, which is going to help you really institute a lot more principles that I talk about.
Let me ask you this, because I've had a lot of people on the air over the last 7 or 8 months on the air on this station, and I did radio back in the 70s, 80s for almost 10 years, and it was the same program, the Business Talkback. We had live callers for businesses because we teach business education, growth analysis, payroll, not payroll, percentage evaluations, appraisals. And do you find that when you go make a presentation to an owner, whether it's corporate or small business, and I would imagine corporate's a lot more receptive than small businesses, but let's take the small business owner, for instance. When they call you for information, do you find that they're really hesitant to move forward even though they know they should? Because I find that when we get face-to-face with these owners, they're afraid or to move forward. And I had a guest on the show probably a month ago, and I wrote a blog about it, is that in my newsletter actually, that he came up with the term that the reason that the small business owner does not want to move forward, he has fear of knowing the direction he's going in, and his failure is ahead of him. And I find that very odd to understand as an owner. Why would I want to know that my fear is in front of me and my failure is also in front of me? Wouldn't I want to put brakes on and stop it? You find that these owners, when you do a presentation, are not moving as fast as they should be moving?
I do. It is a really interesting way to put that. Generally, the people, when they call me, they've been thinking about this for a long time. You know, they've heard it from one of their colleagues, and maybe they've checked me out on the web or taken one of my teleclasses. And it takes them a really long time to pick up the phone and make that call. I think it has to do with a little bit of what you're talking about.
The fear part. Or the uncertainty.
And they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know where I'm going to take them or what they're going to have to do or look at or face.
Well, I always found that that these owners, and my experience has been, for many years, is that the longer they wait, the worse they become, because they do the same mistake over and over. And I'm looking at your word mistake here, in the time management mistakes. They make the same mistake over and over again, and then they wonder why they cannot get out of the direction they're going into or the failure path they're on. Because I always find that when we get, go in for an appraisal or an analysis or whatever we're called in for, and then I will go spend time with them and talk to them and say, well, here's what you have to do. And they say, okay, let me think about it. And I'm saying to myself, why are you thinking about it? I'm here to help you. Now you're going to think about it. And I can't begin to tell you how many businesses that I've done over the last 35 years that have failed before they got to step 2 and say, okay, well, I want to do it now, but now it's too late because I can't pay my rent and my mortgage is foreclosing on me. So it always brings me to the same question that I ask every guest we get on the air is, what is the reaction, or what do you find, why owners move so slow when their life and their investments at stake over the next 90 days? Do you have an answer to that?
Can you repeat the question because it broke up?
Okay. The question is that when we go into do an analysis for a business owner to analyze his business and to determine what direction I have to take him in, he has to think about it, even though I've laid out the whole program for him physically and on paper. He still has to think about doing it. In the meantime, his life has maybe another 90 days to live because he's been losing money for the last 18 months. So my question is, why do they not move the day you're there, or even within 24 hours before they go, another 2 or 3 months when it's too late then? So I asked everybody that comes on, Go ahead. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Here's what I've experienced and I've heard over and over and over and over. I should be able to do this myself. I get that all the time. It's that, you know, these are people that have made the jump, they've made the risk, they've started it out, they're extremely ambitious, they've got intelligence, they've got drive, and they more often than not have a lot of evidence. They know what they're doing. And so it's really, I think it's really hard for people to say, I need support, and you know, and you can guide me there. And you know, I need more than just me to get me there.
Well, you know, I always say to the owners is that, you know, it takes a better man than you or me to admit that you need help. And no, I wouldn't be here if you didn't call because you didn't feel that you were in jeopardy of losing your business. And even under those conditions, they still say I have to think about it. And so for the last 35 or 40 years of doing the analysis, till this day, I still run across the same problem with people that are, you know, the same thing. They're waiting and waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. And I'll give you a very good example is that I got a call from a woman who has a dry cleaning business, and she wants to sell it. So I got called in doing analysis. And so when I got done with the analysis and I wanted some information, you know, taxes, payroll, expenses, she had nothing. I said, what do you mean you have nothing? Well, she doesn't pay taxes. She doesn't pay the people. And I said, well, there's no way I can give you an analysis. I need numbers. I need something here. And then at the end of the day, after I spent an hour with her, and then the next day I went back again to find out if I had the information, she says, oh, I decide that it's too far gone and I'm going to close the business. So this is the people that, you know, their mindset is that they want to do something about selling, they want the valuation. But when you say I need this or this piece of information, they decide it's not worth it. You know, I'm getting up in age, I've had the business for a long time, I'm just going to close when my lease runs out in 90 days. So those cases drive me up a wall because now she just lost $125,000 that was not necessary to lose. But to avoid the extra paperwork, to do a little homework, to make $125,000 for a possible sale, she just decides she's going to close in the next 90 days anyway. So this is what, as I said, drives me crazy. The hesitation to grow your business, or the fact that they get to a point where they just are so tired of losing money and working, they don't care anymore. They're just going to close their doors and walk away. So there's a case of $125,000.
It's a little heartbreaking.
I think it's sad. You know, heartbreaking is a nice term, but I think it's very sad that these people have lost their total direction of where they want to go in business. That's why I asked you, when you go see somebody, what do you think their hesitation is to say, hey, I like what you say, we sign, let's move on. So, you know, I don't know how you handle this. And
well, the way that I handle it is what I say to people when they say to me, I really should just be able to figure this out on myself, on my own. What I tell them is them picking up the phone and calling me is them figuring it out. I can't help them if they haven't reached out. They have to make that first step, and by doing so, they are the ones figuring that out.
Well, it would be nice if they made that first step, because the thing that is always, I guess the first step is they made up their mind to do something. But I think the second part is when they think about what they have to do. I think that's where the problem comes in. Now, particularly, we know that, you know, whether if you're dealing with large corporate accounts, you know, if you're dealing with large corporate accounts, you yourself, or sometimes we do, but most of our stuff is like small business under 10 million, things like that. The call is great, and then when you make the visit, then when they think about it, they say, I don't know, you know, think business is bad, and do I want to invest any more money? And I think that's the first mistake they make is, you know, I always use the example of that. if you go to Atlantic City or you go to a gambling casino, if you go with scared money, then you shouldn't be there. And I find that these people in business have the same attitude. They're afraid to move forward and invest a few more dollars. So now they got scared money, and they don't want to spend that money to say, if I spend another $5,000, I will now turn my business around and make $50,000, $20,000. They haven't gotten over that mindset of to move the next step. And I always find that very difficult to understand. As I said, I ask everybody who comes on the program basically the same question. How do you find these people that don't want to move forward, and how do you make them move forward? And so, so based on that, let's say that you've done 10 interviews. Of the 10, are you getting like 20 or 30% of that, or is that too high?
Say that I've done 10 interviews.
Yeah, what's the percentage? Yeah, what's the percentage you get out of 10 interviews?
What's my conversion?
Yeah,
10,
conversion
10
rate.
proposals. Yeah, I know my conversion rate's somewhere around 30%.
Okay, that's good. Because most of the time, you would think
it's not terrible. It could be better.
Well, that's my whole point. You just answered the question. Is that's what we run about, between 20 and 30. But when you think of that, that means you got 75% on average. Are not gonna make it when they should be able to make it.
Right.
And so this whole thing always drives me, absolutely uneasy that you invest $150,000, $200,000 for a business, but you're going to worry about another $5,000 or $10,000 before you lose the $150,000. And then I always tell these individuals when we go in and do the analysis is that it's not so much your investment. Now you've lost the sale of the product. So like the lady with the dry cleaner, now she's lost $125,000 instead of moving forward to the analysis. So it's not only that you've lost the business, you've lost the sale of the business, which is where you're making your profit on the backside. So it's
exactly.
It's just amazing to me how these people think, and so I always go through this with all my guests. I ask the same question because they all seem to have the same answer, that they don't have an answer for it. They're all running this percentage, 20, 30%, when it should be probably 60 if you think about it. And they all have the same question, that they go in and say, you made the call, we should do this, and let me think about it. And so, but what I find interesting is that all the guests I have on the air for the past 6 or 7 months, I seem to get the same answer all the time, and that is that they don't have an answer for why the business owner is not moving ahead. So, and I don't know if we're ever going to find the answer. We may go through the rest of our lives here trying to figure out why they go into business, but they won't move ahead. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him.
That's
the old. You're not going to get everybody.
Yeah, the old cliche is absolutely right. That's what you're going to do. So, Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Julie Gray. It was very nice to come on the air today, and you can reach Julie if you want at 703-517-2449. That's 703-517-2449. Or if you have a question for Julie, you can give us a call here at 646-478-4796, 646-478-4796 is a Business Talkback program. And Julie works out of Middleburg, Virginia. And you can get her on her website, which is julie@profoundimpact.com, and /about. And you could get her information, and you can talk to her on her Teleclassic live telephone calls on her websites and her emails. And now that you're on air, Julie, so tell me how you created this 7 killer time management mistakes. Is that a book, or what is that? It looked like a book. Is that a book?
Actually, it's a free e-course.
Oh, okay. Free e-course. Okay. I heard you say that, but okay.
The 7 mistakes, is that what you said? It broke up again.
Yeah, the 7 mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, that's a free e-course that you can sign up for on my website.
Okay.
And there's a hyphen, so it's profound-impact.
Okay, so it's
.com.
profound-impact.com/about. And again,
Mhm.
Julie's number is 703-517-2449. You give Miss Gray a call, and I'm sure she'll be very helpful with you. Her background is excellent. She is secured by the International Coach Federation, so it isn't like she's not certified, which most people are not, as Julie knows. They put a title, but it doesn't mean anything. And
Yep.
yeah, I know. I've run across that many times too. So, and you can give Julie a call at that number, as I said, and she'll be glad to help you with anything you have for the program itself. If you're thinking about the approach to an operation, you know, your business operation, and she'll be glad to walk you through the process and help you out. Anything you like to add, Julie? That would be constructive.
No, I appreciate the time, and it's been fun, and I'm here for owners and helping them manage their time.
Yeah.
That's really my specialty. So.
You kept saying we. Do you have a working partner, or you work alone?
Oh, did I say no? It's just me.
Oh, just you. Okay, all right. 'Cause sometimes I use the word we here because we do have a little staff here in the office. So, okay. And it's nice to, well, the benefit of working alone is that you make your own mistakes. Most people don't realize that. Yeah, when you make a mistake, you know it's on you and you can correct it.
Did I can what?
No, I said what's nice about
yeah,
working alone is that
exactly.
if you make a mistake, you know that you can correct it immediately because you made the mistake. You're not going to find it 4 days later by somebody else.
Perspective, Tony. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the mistake's on me, so I know where I'm coming from. So, Joey, I want to thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it, and I think we'll keep in touch on and off because I'd like to talk to you again.
Thank you.
And you have a good day in Virginia. It's a beautiful state down there, by the way. I like Virginia, and so.
That is.
Yeah, it's nice down here. Joey, have a good day, and I will talk to you later in the year sometime.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks, you too.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye-bye. That was Miss Julie Gray, and she's a certified coach. She works out of Virginia. She works alone. Most of these coaches work alone anyway. I've found over the years that they do. And like I said, when you work alone like that, you can find your own mistakes. Anyway, so she's certified. Julie, you can get Julie if you want. At 703-517-2449, 703-517-2449. And her email address is profound-impact.com/about, and that'll get you to her page. I see a picture of her, a very attractive woman. And she works with multiple clients, multiple avenues, multiple processes. So if you want, give Julie a call and talk to Jen. She'll be glad to take a call and have a conversation with you and tell her that you heard the program on Business Talkback. And I'm your host here, Tony Pezza, and we are the #1 information center for small business. As I said earlier, that we do have a lot of programs that we're offering to the business owners, and our emails, we send emails out every day. And the newest one that we're putting up now, which should be going out, is for a one-day convention with a bus trip, or you can drive yourself up there if you're in proximity of Wangler. It's breakfast, lunch, and with more than prizes and drawings and benefits. And it's interesting to be on board with that. It'll be a nice, fun day, and we're going to go see the successful Amish people. That's where the program's at. We're going to go visit a couple outlets and maybe get a couple of the speakers come in that are owners. And I don't know whether the audience knows or the business owners that they run about a 95% success rate over a 5-year period. when you think about that for a minute, that was written by Forbes. I didn't make that up. That was on Forbes magazine. Their success rate is 95 because they work at it. And they know their product, and they know exactly where they're going and how they're going to get there. So let's put some numbers together. Let's say we have a 95% success rate for these excellent entrepreneurs. And if we take the national average of business owners, people going in business, over an 18-month period, their failure rate's over 50%. So isn't that amazing? We go from 95 success, and then we go down to 50% and greater for failure rate. So why do you think that is? I know why. Very simple. It's lack of education, lack of interest, lack of ability, experience. There's a whole bunch of things. This is what my one-day convention's about. It's growing your business by 17% or more. We'll give you the tools to do that. And if you want a real guarantee, as I said earlier, before we got a call from Julie, we have the only guarantee in the country that offers a money-back guarantee in cash and benefits. And if anyone can match or better the guarantee that we offer, we will give you a $5,000 check. And so far, for 7 months, nobody's called in because it is the best guarantee out there, because it gives you support, ongoing support, implementation. We work with you. We actually give you ongoing services. And all these other companies out there will give you a one-day seminar and say bye-bye, and they're gone. So there's no other ongoing support. That's why no one has called or challenged me on the guarantee or the bounty we have on ourselves. So it's wonderful when you put a bounty on yourself. This is like the old Western days. Put a bounty on a man for $100. We do it on ourselves. So that's how confident we are. You think so, Chris? Nobody's calling in for the bounty money.
I'm very confident too. Yep.
No, they can't do it. So we're not.
Nobody's gonna do it.
I'm not worried.
End of story. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, one of the programs. That's one of the programs I tell about convention. The other program we have is the 4-day seminar. That's the guarantee I just told you about, which is the finest in the country. And that is www.callin-talk-radio. And you go to the seminar page to sign in. You can read the guarantee you get. Do you have any questions? Give me a call at the office. Here, the number's on the site. And if you want to ask me any questions today or anytime, you give me a call at the radio station, which is 646-478-4796, 646-478-4796. Give us any call on that, and we'll be glad to answer your questions. And the office number here is, which is on all of my websites, is 732-295-5855. But that, if you want to leave me a message. But if you want to be live on the air, as I said, and we go out on Blog Talk Radio, or you go on Google Hangout, and you could, you can see me like I'm on Skype, but I can't see you, as I said earlier. So, but Google Hangout on air, you can watch the program. We will broadcast live from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. We are national, because we are on internet radio, which makes it national, obviously, or worldwide anyway. And you could give me a call. Or if you want to go to any of the sites, you can go to the Busy Quizzy site. You can go to the Guarantee site for the 4-day seminar. And the other program, or the Busy Quizzy site, as I said, you can still get the 100 free questions and a free membership and a free newsletter, which is $195 value. That's all free. Just go in and sign up. And answer the 3 easy questions on the bottom, hit submit, and you'll get the 100 questions that are very good questions, as I said, not because I wrote them, but they're all substance, no theory. They work. And they're good for, again, existing business owners, startup entrepreneurs, or even people that want to be business counselors, how to counsel someone in business. We can do that. We have a program for that also. So we can counsel you. We can give you a program for counseling. We can give you a boat program if you're existing, or a program if you want to do startup. They all work. They've worked for many years for thousands of business owners. and we like to see it work for you if you're having a problem. So one of the other, as I was talking to Julie about, is that, and she has the same feeling of the same problem. And I've had other people on here, coaches and consultants on, and it seems everyone has the exact same situation. It's a problem, but sort of a situation problem, where they go in to see an owner who is interested because they got a phone call, or they saw you on the air, or they've heard about the program, and you go and talk to them, and you find out what they need, what they want to do, and then you do a layout and say, okay, here's what we have to do, step one, step two. You spend an hour of your time, you don't get paid for it, which is always free. We don't charge for the first hour for our consultations. But you go in, and now they're all excited. Oh, this, okay, I like this, I like this. Will this help me grow? Will this help me get ahead? And it'll do all that. But the problem is that they can't make up their minds that moment. They got to think about it. Well, like Julie said, if you called me in, that means you're interested. So why are you not moving forward? What are you changing your mind about? See, what always scares the heck out of me, because people that do that are really afraid to find out, as I said to Julie, and this probably goes back, I guess, find out why they're afraid to find out about their business. Move ahead. Be objective. Yes, I need help. That's why I called you. But they'll go on and continuous losing money. And so I just put out a newsletter last week that talks about the fear factor of why they're afraid. And in my newsletter, I said that people are afraid to find out what's wrong with their business or what's wrong with the process is because they never had the business education or the understanding of the business concept from the very beginning. So people that have taken educational courses like mine, particularly mine because it's 4 days, they have the confidence to move forward. They don't hesitate about anything. They want to do it, they're going to do it because they know what's on the backside. And here's the other thing that is another problem that I find nerve-wracking. Business owners don't understand the profit in their business is not what they do every day. It's what they sell it for on the end. And this is where our analysis and our direction will take you to. So if you're a business owner and you are thinking about analysis, give me a call here at the station. You can call me off the air. You go to my websites. The numbers are there. My cell number's there. The office number's there. And the radio number's there. So don't be hesitating to lose money constantly every single day, because remember what I said, the money in business is not what you make today, it's what you sell it for on the backside. I tell the story all the time that before you buy a business, you should know what you're going to sell it for, and I've been questioned on that 1,000 times, but I have all the answers for you. And the answers are very simple. When you buy it for X, you know that you have to build up so many dollars or so many thousands of dollars to sell for X plus. And that's where the education comes in. We're going to teach you how to do the X factor of the pricing for the business to sell. And of course, everything has to be in place. The lease has to be in place, and you have to be successful along the way. But as Julie said, a lot of these people don't know how they're going to get to the next. Let's talk like it's a book, how to get to the next page. So they don't know how to get to the next day or the next week. And I find that every time we have a counselor or a coach on the radio program, as I said, was going on for months now, we have the same problem with every one of them. They all have the same answer. The owner has no direction of where he wants to go. So he calls people in. You heard her say that she might close 30 out of 10, which is 30%. But I'm going to say that in most cases you're probably under 30 and a little more than 20. So you might be 22 or 23. That's probably the real number. And that's because people don't want to get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our program today. Today is, what's that? Yeah, I will. We're